General Secretary in charge of operations for the New Patriotic Party. Haruna, good evening. Thank you very much for your time.
Good evening, Samia.
Last week, sitting members of parliament, over 60 of them went to endorse Dr. Bawumia. Today, we are told that over 200 former metropolitan, municipal and district chief executives were also at the Alisa Hotel to endorse Dr. Bawumia. Is the party worried about this wave of endorsement ahead of the party's primaries?
Sami, first I say good evening to your cherished listeners, and to also point it out to you that you will see that there is much wisdom in the decision of National Council to hold the elections for the presidential primaries early enough. And one of the reasons that we gave to have this thing done and clear it on the way is to de-escalate the tension and animosity that exists within the party and the negative reportage. So it is one of the reasons why we have decided that the National Council that is close with the power decided to have the presidential primaries early enough by 31st of January. In that same wisdom, the nominations per the constitutional outlines will be open by next month in July after Congress. And I believe that it is very worrying when you see senior members of the party engage in such as that frowns on the face of the additional rules that are set out by the party for us to obey. In another breath, you ask yourself, we have issued statement to ask persons who have the aspirations to lead or to occupy certain positions within the party to exercise restraint until nominations are open, not to meet with persons or party people or people who are in position to carry out a mandate of election. In the case of the MMDCs, the former MMDCs, they don't have a mandate now. Their mandate will take effect if the Congress have agreed to the proposal by the amendment committee, as also stipulated in Article 19 of the party's constitution. So for them, we can say they are not party officers yet. But in the case of the MPs, you could see that they went. He did not invite them. So all these things, party, we are interrogating them. We have met and we are looking at leadership level, looking at this particular matter to situate some of them as to where we have to put them. And again, because of some of the superstructures of the party, we have also engaged Council of Elders to call some certain persons to speak with them, to let them appreciate the need for us to exercise decorum, not to make the leadership very difficult in terms of some of these particular decisions. At a point, if we are left with no option, I can assure you that we will have to craft a way.
Has the party officially opened the floodgate for campaigning? And if not, when does the party intend to open? So at least all these individuals endorsing will let the candidates also come out and come and campaign to these delegates who may be voting on Saturday, 31st of January.
In the first place, we have not opened nominations. And secondly, I have indicated that after 19th of July, a certain date will be stipulated for the General Secretary to issue a statement for the opening of nominations. And I can tell you that it will be done before the end of July.
But we see some of these candidates already engaging or meeting, some of these party delegates. You may not consider that one to be campaigning.
That is why, in my comment, as I started, I try as much as possible to indicate the barriers and the necessity to have the elections early, and the reasons in which the wisdom of the party decides that we should get it done. I've also indicated how we are gauging the commentaries and how we are also engaging other superstructures within the party to get some of these people to desist from such activities. In every democratic society or in every rule, there must always be a certain procedure to get those rules cracked. And that is why I am saying that if some of those particular boundaries in exercising our powers in cracking the whip, and people don't listen and decide to always go contrary, we will be left with no option than certain points to crack the whip.
How do you react to people who say that the party leadership, is not behind this series of endorsements?
I haven't heard any. I'm just hearing you asking me questions, and I am happy that it is a conditional question. People are saying these are rumors, and sometimes it's very difficult to speak to rumor. And I can tell you clearly on authority that the party leadership certainly does not have hand in anybody's declaration. We are dealing with adults, and adults have their right to position. Adults have their right to expression. And in expressing such particular opinions on decisions, we must also be guided by certain rules of the game. So we are not in any way putting up people to go about declaring or making such statements. Leadership is always minded, and we are not, I repeat, we are not behind such statements, because they are adults and they can take decisions on their own.
Is the party in a position to take actions against any national officer, or let's say a general officer of the party from regional constituency or even to the police station, who officially comes out to endorse a particular candidate? Does the party have any rules to sanction such an officer?
There has always been rules, and when it comes to most of the times people don't understand when some of those particular rules are going to be applied. When it comes to the decision on a national officer of the party, the General Secretary cannot arbitrarily just get up and sanction a national officer. The procedure to sanction a national officer will have to be passed through certain procedures, and the decision must be taken at National Council. So you can proceed to write a complaint for the person to be sanctioned, but National Council has the right to deal with a national officer of the party, except in a situation where the person unilaterally forfeited his or her membership. Once that is triggered, the General Secretary doesn't need a decision of a body of the party to write a letter or a statement indicating the departure of such a person from the party. So we are always guided by sanctions or the rules of sanctions within the premise of the party's constitution.
Doc, thank you. Thank you very much, Alhaji Mohammed, the Deputy General Secretary of the NPP, Haruna Mohammed, Deputy General Secretary of the NPP in charge of operations. Thank